Welcome to the Self-Awareness and Self-Compassion Podcast, formerly known as the Full Spectrum Feeling Podcast. I'm your host, Blaise Schwaller, life coach, mom, and former tattoo artist. I help people heal their past, speak their truth, and love the lives that they're living now. Join me here every week for conversations on how to live an imperfect but fully engaged life that embraces all the feels so that you can stretch into your best life while enjoying the you that's here right now. Hello. Have you ever thought about what inspiration is and what it means to you? What do you find inspiring? And what is it about it that makes your heart fill and make you want to do something different? I think that's what inspiration is for me, is something that makes me filled with joy and filled with motivation, that makes me think, oh my gosh, this is possible. Holy crap, that's amazing. And I want to do it. I feel like it's possible for me too. So for me, inspiration is seeing people really connect with their purpose. So something that always makes me cry is hearing someone sing an amazing song, particularly if it's about something real, like something with grief or anger or sadness or joy, but that really hits that emotion and makes me go, oh my God, they really connected to that feeling in that moment. Like that blows my mind every time. And it fills me with an ache in my soul that makes me go, I need to do more of that. I want to create more experiences like that for other people to also connect to. So I think I've always wanted to be a storyteller. Actually, I went to college first for writing. Like I wanted to be a writer and write novels, and then I didn't do it. And instead I got into art, which was, telling stories through drawing pictures. And then I didn't do that after a while. And now I find myself on this podcast telling stories. And it is part of the fabric of who I am. And when I hear a good story, or I recognize that I'm in one, like I'm living one, I want to share it. I want to be able to describe it to other people. Describe it to other people, not ascribe it. To be able to share that connection and to hopefully create a ripple of inspiration in others. And I think that this season of stillness and a pause between having to do everything, or just honestly being told you can't do everything because sometimes like the roads are icy and you can't go to school and there's like whatever's going on. It's a perfect time to notice what inspires you, to start creating the inspiration of your new year, of your life, of the things that you want to create and make and do, who you want to be. And I love that about this particular season. So for me, I am enjoying listening to music, listening to podcasts, bringing up stuff that teaches me something new. I'm actually really inspired looking at and trying to understand other cultures and how communication happens between people that's universal, what's different based on where you grew up, and how the language is structured. Like all of those things are really, really cool to me, and they inspire me. And part of my upcoming year is to continue my study of Japanese, to watch more shows in Japanese, to understand the thought behind the words, to understand how things are being translated. And it's also for me about getting out into my yard, getting out into nature, connecting with the crows that I talk to, because I know they have their own little society and their own individuals, and I want to get to know them. And that to me is inspiring. Like I get so happy when those crows come and like talk to me, or even are just around and I get a chance to chat with them. And it feels full of possibility and excitement. And it just makes me feel like I belong and that I'm not just a human wandering aimlessly in the world, disconnected from everything. Like for me, it creates this deep sense of connection to this place and to this time. And it's awesome. For me, there's something so beautiful about the tangible moments where we recognize that we're connected to a time and a place and a space and all of the creatures around us, that I'm not alone. I guess that's it. The thing that inspires me the most, the reason I cry when someone makes an amazing song, is that I feel like they're connecting to this crazy, huge truth about what it means to exist, what it means to have feelings, and I love recognizing those same feelings in other people. So I love to have my heart broken by a song or a movie. I love to have my heart like filled with happiness and joy and inspiration and love and all of that by reading a book or seeing a TV show or hearing, a story from my friend. Like all of those things remind me that it's all real, it's all connected, it's all important, and it's all good. It's funny because I also find that same kind of inspiration in making a great cup of tea or finding a recipe or going to a restaurant and having a really amazing meal. That can also make me feel incredibly just full, so happy about existence, where I'm like, God, someone made this amazing meal and it probably has been passed down for ages. Because how did we even know how to make this stuff? And where did the food come from? All of that feels incredible to me. And I know a lot of artists, and I know that part of their inspiration and their joy is connecting into a feeling, connecting into a moment, connecting into their soul, and pulling that out through their hands and through their mind, like in colors and in shapes and in drawings, and telling a story and making something beautiful or ugly or whatever it is that just draws out a piece of our humanity. I love that. Like all of those things fill me up so much that tears start. And I think inspiration doesn't always have to be tearful, like where there's some weird sense of like sadness about it or just like overwhelming beauty. Sometimes I think inspiration is just recognizing that we're able to do something cool. We're able to do something fun. And usually I think we're the most excited about it when we're able to share it with someone else. Most of the time, if I'm creating something, the process is for me and the product is usually to give to someone else. The process of, for instance, recording this is for me. I'm recording it. I'm enjoying telling the story. I'm thinking a lot about, do I even have anything worth sharing for you all? How are my words going to land? What can you take from it? And how can it help your life be better? And then the product is what gets produced later, where it has like the intro and the outro and you get to hear it. And hopefully it actually has been distilled down into something that has been decent and that makes you feel inspired and that makes you feel good and gives you a new thought or a new feeling to just chew on for the week and hopefully change your life for the better, or at least help you feel good about the life that you are living. So much of what I want this particular podcast to be about is accepting ourselves for recognizing who we are and where we are in any given moment and having love for that and appreciating that and not trying to make it different, not trying to change anything about it, but just accept and love who we are. And it can be so hard. It really can. And I think we need moments of connecting to others to just put everything in perspective and go, yeah, I've been working really hard, or yeah, I've been like really ruminating on stuff that hasn't been helpful, or oh, other people feel that way too. And that makes all the difference in the world to recognize that people get frustrated and people get angry and people get sad, and that you're not alone. We're not alone. We're all human. We're all on this journey together. I find that inspiring. I really do. And I think as I move forward into the year, I want to find inspiration about what do I want to have happen next? What are the outcomes that I want to create? I guess that's part of it. It's the dreaming of the impact that we want to have and how do we get there from here? So if I think, by the end of the year, I would love to, I don't know, have taken my daughter on another camping trip with the wolves. I would love to work with another 20 clients that I haven't even met yet. That would be really fun. I want to make someone's life better. Actually, like all of the people's lives better. That's actually what I want. But I will settle for even just one. That would be great. To have read a bunch of books. And then I'm like, well, why do I want that? I'm like, well, just because I like it. But it also gives me more things to think about, which I love, and more thoughts to, hopefully make my life better, hopefully be able to share with others and make their lives better too. I want to be able to get to the end of the year and feel like not only have I created like a happy community, I want to help humanity just feel better about being human and going through all the shit that we go through. Because let's face it, there's a lot of shit, but there's also a lot of joy and a lot of brightness. And I think part of my joy in life, and hopefully a realized purpose in life, is to bring more light and to bring more joy and some humor to that, to realize that there's beauty in all of it. There's purpose, and no matter where we are now, there's so much coolness about growing from wherever we are now into that happier, more content version of ourselves. I'm a pretty happy and content person, and I'm always willing to become more happy and more content. I'm like, that's okay. I can be a glutton for that. And I am more than happy to admit that I will never settle for only the contentment and happiness that I have now. I would like to be more content and even more happy. And I can simultaneously recognize that in general, my life is amazing. I love what I have. I love who I am. I love the people that are in my life. And it's funny because even as I said that, I was like, even the people that really piss me off, even the things that stress me out and I feel like they could be better, often I'm finding, even in those moments, I can find the joy and the appreciation for even those interactions, even for those thoughts, and go like, you know what? It's not that bad. It's a good contrast. Like if I didn't have that, I wouldn't appreciate how awesome everything else is. And I enjoy doing that. Again, I think that's taking the human just need, I guess, to quantify things and using it in my favor and deciding that I'm going to choose that whatever annoying piece of crap that I'm dealing with that's making me mad or scared or angry, I could just look at it and go, but it's so much less than someone else is dealing with right now. And I'm so appreciative of that. And how can I show up and help make that other person who's dealing with worse crap than I'm dealing with feel better? I would love to do that. How can I help someone offload feelings of stress and difficulty and ineffectiveness and all of those fears and feelings? And I usually do it through sharing how I've done it for myself in varying ways. And often it's been through just allowing myself to be there, to be sad, to be scared, to be angry, to feel defeated, and then still in those moments show up like I'm approaching a wounded animal, like a little feral me, and be like, it's okay, and I'm here, and I'm just with you, and if you want to come over, you can. It's treating myself with that kind of gentleness and hoping that through sharing that, other people are able to show up for themselves with more gentleness and more kindness, and to realize like, wow, we're all like wounded animals somewhere in our timeline, somewhere in our life. We either have been or will be, probably both, hurt, scared, upset, feeling desperate. And it's inspiring to me to recognize that connectedness through time and through humanity, and to recognize that there's always an opportunity to show up for someone, to show up with kindness to ourselves. Oh my gosh, because that's the person we can show up the most for. Like we can do it for other people, but when we can do it for ourselves, like 100%, like you're always with yourself. Do you choose to be there? And I recognize in myself that I don't always choose to be actually present in my life. I'm often just off thinking in the future, or thinking in the past, or just pondering something else. But as often as I can, I want to come back to right now. What's awesome and enjoyable about right now? What can I give right now? What am I receiving right now? And that fills me with a sense of peace, that there's plenty of time and there's plenty of space. Like the rush goes away. Life gets quieter. And if you've listened to me ever, you probably know that quieter is something that I'm always striving for. I just want peace and chill and ability to just settle in and enjoy that, the stillness. Because for me, there's so much movement and connection and richness in that stillness. And it's like being able to stretch out into all of time and all of humanity and just notice all the life that's happening and be a part of it. and not just rush around and miss the whole thing. I guess for me, I'm just always wanting to slow it down because there's so much going on and I just want to absorb all of it. It's good. Friends, what are you inspired by? What would feel really good to just go absorb from the world right now? Do you need more laughter? Do you need to cry? Is there a movie that you go to that helps you feel those things and get the emotions and the thoughts and everything stirred? I think everybody has some kind of nostalgic movie or something that they watch. And for me, Howl's Moving Castle, I loved watching that. I've watched it hundreds of times, often with my cat. And I don't know what it is about the feelings that that particular movie evokes, but it's really pretty and it's fun and it's about connecting with others and creating family, I guess, for me. And I really like that. And there's many more layers to it than that, but it's enough for me. I have other ones too, I think, that I watch. Like, of course, The Princess Bride for laughs. And now that I've put myself on the spot, I can't come up with any. Isn't that typical? My friends, I hope that you connect with something that just feels amazing to your heart, that soothes your soul, that makes you feel that kind of connection and inspiration, that helps you draw from it to recognize who you are and what you do, what you provide just by existing, how precious you are. I feel like we're all so precious and we're so rarely told that. So I want to tell you, you are precious. Your existence is important. That you're here now is unfathomably awesome and unlikely and cool. Enjoy this moment. Enjoy this day. And if you feel like sharing with me some of the things that inspire you, I would love to hear it. Go to coachwithblaze.com and send me an email or something. Tell me what's up. Have a wonderful week, and I will see you next time. Thanks so much for joining me. If you enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe and share it with someone you love, and leave us a review. You can learn more and get some self-compassion tips and tricks by visiting coachwithblaze.com, where you can sign up to get my free booklet on overcoming anxiety, overwhelm, exhaustion, and burnout. I'm sending you so much appreciation and love, and I'll see you next time.